It's about time, it's about time.
Well, hello and welcome finally to a vlog. They're going to be coming back now, I promise. As you might have seen on Twitter, things in my life have been quite interesting at the moment. I lost my dad a few weeks ago. Still really coming to terms with that because it was something that I wasn't expecting. None of us were expecting. He was doing really, really well, and then he had a very short illness, mercifully short illness, and left for a bigger stage. Thank you so much to everybody who tweeted and has sent lovely messages, and we've been really overwhelmed as a family. We've been really overwhelmed by what people have said about Dad, which is lovely. More than anything, I think it's just taken me a while to kind of get my head around things and to work out what my life is like now, because it's kind of one of the major foundations of my life has gone, and how does that relate? And so much of my writing was tied up with Dad, because Dad was my biggest supporter. If you ever met my dad, within 5 minutes he would have told you about my books. He was so proud. He would go into bookshops and rearrange books, and he'd report back. I'd get tweets from him and texts from him saying, "I've just been into Waterstones and they've got your book." And so that's quite weird, to be in a situation where I have a book out and Dad hasn't said anything. And I think I said so on Twitter. I had a bit of a moment on Twitter where I just wanted to kind of express where I was at with stuff, and very strange to see a book come out and not have Dad there. It definitely made it a different type of publication day this year. One of the lovely things about it is that Searching for a Silver Lining has so much of my dad in it. Indirectly, really, I didn't realise that it was kind of a tribute to him, and it's become a tribute to him because his favourite songs are the 50s songs that form every chapter heading. And I talked with him for hours and hours and hours when I was doing the big edit of the book at the start of the year, which those of you who've watched my blog will know that it was a really, really tough one, and I took it to bits and put it back together again. And so I sat down with Dad for quite a few hours and just over that process really talked to him about what was it like being in the 50s, and what was it like being a teenager in the 50s, and what were your hopes and dreams, and what things were important to you, and what was your favourite music. And so in a way, I asked my dad a lot about his childhood that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So life is full of serendipities, and I think the way forward for me now is to kind of look for magic. Dad used to say that you could find magic everywhere, and he did. He found humour in the smallest things, and he found magic in the smallest things. And I think, the big things we can't control, but little things we can look for, like, really nice tree behind me in the middle of a field, finding things as I'm writing that just remind me of Dad. And so I think that's the way forward, really, is to just keep looking for magic and keep being positive, especially with everything else going on in the world. Because let's face it, this year's been a bit of a toughie all round. I wasn't expecting my dad to join the super group that the good Lord seems to be assembling in heaven, but I'm confident that he's strumming his guitar with Bowie as we speak. I think the thing is, when you have something like that happen, it's very strange when you're a writer, because obviously the first reaction is just to experience it and to try and get through it. But there's a part of you that wants to document it, and I think because so much of my life has ended up being documented either directly or indirectly in my writing. And also I think as a writer it kind of gives you a little bit of control, where when you lose somebody you have no control because it's other forces at work. So one of the things that I've got a lot of strength from is the fact that I can create things, and that almost my response to the bad stuff is to create something new. I don't have my dad anymore, but I have things that I can create, that I can escape into, that other people can escape into, and I think that actually becomes something that's really powerful. So what am I doing now? Well, I am back writing. I'm finding it a real sanctuary, actually. I'm doing NaNoWriMo. I do it every year. I don't always win, but I use it as a time to kind of focus on my writing, and I like being able to kind of update my word count, and I like the little graph you get. he mentioned something about, you know, graphs for me, but it's nice to sort of see progress and see where it's going. Thank you so much to everybody who's bought Searching for a Silver Lining. It's still out there, it's still in the shops. If you go to Tesco, there is a special edition that has a short story that I've written exclusively for Tesco, which shows the Silver Five as young people, and I had such a ball writing that. Thanks so much to everyone as well for your lovely comments about the book. It's really strange when you put a book out there because you never know what people are gonna think about it. And what's lovely about this one is I snuck so many readers in, so it's really nice when they've been reading it and discovering their cameos in it as well. So it's a bit of an interesting time, lots going on. I'll keep you updated. I'm going to vlog again next week. If you have any questions, because this is how my vlog works best, if there's anything you'd like to know about writing, publishing, books, hats, standing in the middle of random fields in November, then just send me either put a comment in the box underneath this video, or you can email me mirandawordy@gmail.com. You can tweet me at wordsmith, you can Facebook me, Miranda Dickinson author. I'm also wordsmith on Instagram, so you can always ask me a question there as well. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my videos to make sure that you don't miss everyone, because there will be a lot from now on. I promise. I put it on camera, it has to happen. So take care, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.